first heard about Tape Singkong when I was working in Banda Aceh, Indonesia, sometime 2008, 2009. That was the first time I ever tasted it, and it was so yummy. A few days back, I was craving for it, and definitely I cannot get one here, so I thought of making one. And I checked on YouTube, and there were several videos on how to make Tape Singkong. Did I say Tape Singkong is fermented wine? Fermented cassava, should I say? So I checked on YouTube, and I found out some instruction video on how to make Tape Singkong. So I took on the challenge of making one, and please join me on this video and see if I would be successful in making that Tape Singkong. The first challenge was making sure that the needed ingredients are found in the market. So there are two important things that we need: cassava and the rice yeast, or the tape. Okay, so we went to one of the markets, and it was a challenge finding one. After being pointed from one shop to another, we eventually found one selling cassava. The next thing that we need to look for was the rice yeast, which we were not able to find in one market, but so we have to move to another market, and there you go, we found what we needed. The second challenge was to make sure that we have enough yeast for the available cassava. So we have to weigh how much cassava we have, and we figured out there is a little more than 2 kilos of cassava. The third challenge that we have to take care of is to make sure that in peeling the cassava, it is done in the proper way. Based on the instruction videos that I've watched, there are two things that very important things to make sure they are observed when you are peeling the cassava. Number one, you make sure that there are two levels of cassava peel: the dirty brown one, and then the second level is the pinkish one. Make sure that the cassava is peeled all the way down to the second level. The reason for this is based on the YouTube instruction video that I watched, is that the pinkish peel contains some kind of cyanide, so which could be poisonous. So you make sure that we remove them. The second thing that we need to note is, as soon as you peel it, you make sure that you soak it in water. And if I remember right, the reason behind this is to avoid oxidation of the cassava when after it is peeled off. So the best thing is to soak it in water. One thing we learned when you're buying cassava, you would always prefer the smaller ones, because the older ones seems to be over matured and it's difficult to peel it. The younger ones, the smaller ones, which are automatically the younger ones, are easier to peel. The next challenge is preparing the yeast, and this is to make sure that it is pulverized or powderized enough so that when it goes through the strainer later on, or the sifter, it would easily get through and be evenly distributed into the cassava. Based on the YouTube videos I've watched, there are several ways to do this. You could put it on a small pounded pestle. You could put it in a cellophane and use filled up bottle or a fine stone to crush it. In my case, I simply used a blender. To steam or to boil, that is the question. I've been comparing several videos. Most of them would steam it, and the others would just boil it. So I decided to steam it. As to how long it should be steamed or boiled, some would say 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So I stayed in the middle and decided to boil it. I'll keep it steamed for half an hour. As soon as the 30-minute steaming time is over and you have checked it, you have cooked it with knife and uh, you are sure that it's already cooked, it's best to transfer it to an open container and let it stand, let it cool for around 10 minutes before applying the yeast. After a few minutes of making sure, at least 10 minutes of making sure that the cassava has cooled, it's time to find a container that you would use it for fermenting and put the cassava in there. For every level, apply the yeast, powdered yeast, and make sure that it's evenly distributed into all the cassava. So, is it going to be a successful Tapi Singkong? We would find out in 3 days.